This skateboard would only cost about $60 brand new, but this bad boy costs over $100. Why does it cost that much? Well, I'm gonna do my best to let you know why I think these boards might actually be worth that price hike. So let's get into it. Obviously, your normal board's only gonna set you back about 60 bucks. So this thing is close to double that. It costs 100 English pounds, which is about $110, $115. To be honest with you, I think that it's 100% worth it. I skate these boards for at least twice as long that I would a normal board, and that's because they have a few quality of life improvements that I just can't overlook once I've skated one of them. So the first main difference with these boards, so you're probably wondering, Webz, what brand even is this to be charging us over £100 for a skateboard? Well, this is Hockey. As far as I'm aware, this is the same brand as FA. They manufacture the same type of boards. So Hockey and FA can be very, very similar, but they're also the same price. So which one you want is really up to what graphic / pro skater you like. I actually have the Hockey version here, and this is by far one of my favorite skateboards I've ever skated. The main key difference, and this is the thing that every time someone goes, oh, can I have a go on your skateboard? They'll stand on it and be like, whoa, this is different. It's not built like a normal skateboard. Just standing on one to the other is a million times different. And the main thing is the curvature, also known as the concave, right? So the curvature on this board, while it's pretty normal, it's not too aggressive. Like the concave doesn't dip too low, and the lower this dips, the better pop you're gonna have for your ollie, because the tail's gonna be higher off the ground, so you get more of a snap. So the bigger the concave, the better the pop tricks, in my opinion. Now this Santa Cruz, they're great, don't get me wrong. It has a very standard and fairly deep concave for that price range of board. But these, I don't know if you can see from the side, but the curvature is just night and day. Like the concave on this is so much deeper. That's meaning you can pop your tricks way higher, but that's not where it stops. Something that's normally overlooked by most skateboard manufacturers is the concave from side to side. So when I stand on a normal skateboard like a Santa Cruz or anything of like that standard price range, the board almost feels kind of flat, like it doesn't really hug your feet. Once you've skated one of these, the curve on the board from side to side will hug your feet so well that you'll never want to skate another board again. It's one of those things that's just really hard to explain unless you actually stand on it, but I will tell you that every single person that's had a go on this board has said the exact same thing, and where can they get one? So it's obviously got some sort of benefit to most skaters. So you can really feel the board underneath your feet. You know exactly where your feet are. It just feels like it connects to the brain so much easier when you can feel everything in such high definition. So right, there's obviously some great benefits to having such a heavy concave, and I haven't even touched upon the biggest one yet. So think about when you're learning flip tricks, right? So you want to pop the board with one side and then flick it with the other to cause it to do a kickflip. If the board's flat, it's going to be way less sensitive to the flick of the foot. When you've got a board that is this curvy, the fact that it goes up on the sides, left and right, it gives you way more resistance when you pop the trick. So when you flick that foot, because the board has a bit of a curvature there, you flick off the curvature and then it makes it fly around way easier. And combined with what I just mentioned a minute ago, the fact that you can feel it underneath your feet in high definition, when it comes round, you do eventually get that foot to the board in the air, you can really feel it. So when you want to actually catch a trick, this is the kind of board where you're going to know if you caught that trick properly, which means you can either safely land it or kick the board away if you're not going to land it safely. So obviously in an ideal video, I would do a proper skate test with this where I had a real session and actually went over all the nuances of which trick is good, which trick is bad. But right now my foot is seriously injured, so sadly we're just chatting today, boys. But anyway, would I recommend you picking up one of these? If you've got the extra cash and you want to spend it on a board, I would say it's 100% worth it, because like I said at the beginning, it is twice the price, but I'm actually skating them for twice as long as I would my normal board. A normal board like that, I'm literally switching out every 2 to 3 weeks, because bear in mind, I skate for a job, so it's every single day. But boards like this, I like to make the most of, set up some nice grip tape art, and then I'll end up skating it for around 6 weeks, because I just don't want to let it go. One final thing I will also mention as well is the razor tail on this happens at a way slower pace than it does on a normal board. I don't know if it's just because of the kind of wood they use or the varnish on the paint, but when you do a lot of manuals and the razor tail comes quickly usually, this board is going to help prevent that and thus lasting longer, just like the prophecy foretold. One last thing before I go, if you'd like to help support the content here, consider becoming a member. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in the next one.